Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 110. Let's jump into things. Okay, so this is one of the big turns. We have landed on a number of different throne provinces. We've got a whole lot going on. Let's check. This is probably going to be a long turn, but I'll try to speed through some of the more mundane shit. We've done a lot of summoning. Speaking of mundane shit, we've done a lot of checking through dark knowledges, auguries, lichcrafts, Tartarian gates. We're not going to look at all of those because it doesn't really matter. But we've got a couple of other things going on. We've got disease demons, right? So I'm assuming Lanka is hitting me with disease demons. This is in... This would be in our sinkhole swamp. So we've got this boy, who is just a communion slave, so that's good for us. He's not going to be able to... Disease demons are pretty tough, so not going to be able to deal with those types of things. We have a report from Sinkhole Swamp where a great wasting cloud of disease has appeared and struck the army. So this is leprosy. So now we've got a good portion of the army diseased. It's annoying. We have cast flames from the sky, killing 209 units the first time, and then 124 units the second time, both in Ivermark, trying to pare down that massive amount of thralls and other random infantry, etc. Lich 10 was mentally attacked by an enemy mage, but managed to resist the attack. Good. Got another disease demon who attacked an Enkidu shaman and was defeated. So let's watch this one. So that's pretty good. What do we got? Who is this? So this is probably one of our, like our Gaia's Blessing or something like that. We got to see whether or not he survives without using those gems. Okay, so we've got 23 protection. This disease demon is a plague carrier, so that is dangerous. But his attacks really aren't super high damage. They don't have pin or anything like that. So if you have high protection and you can just, not take damage from him, that is good. Looks like they probably just get into a slugfest at this point. He is ethereal, though, and that is a problem. But with our regeneration and our higher protection, we're probably going to be okay. I mean, we know we're going to be okay because we've seen the battle report. But I'm assuming that that's basically how we win. Man, we are not getting an attack in. Okay, so we do get hit eventually. But... just regenerate right back. I wonder if we actually hit him or if he just routes, like if the turn timer runs and he flies. Ooh, nope, there's a hit. And we have very high strength, so when we hit pretty hard. Boom, 28 damage, damn. A nice hit. Okay, cool. Some Lichcraft. We've got an Army of the Dead that goes out. Did some Gift of... Ooh, that reminds me, I actually need to do a Gift of Reason. I forgot to do that. We did find a Graveyard of the Damned in Yellow Caves, so that's good. And then we've got a bunch of battles. So, again, this is one of those scenarios of... It's going to be a little spoilery because I'm going to check the actual... reports first, but we've got so many battles that we can't watch through all of them, or else this will be an hour-and-a-half long video. So we got a bunch of magic phases. Let's see what those are. In Glistening Dew Forest, we get some Raksharaza, some Raksharazas that come against our Tartarians and just the units here. So let's watch. These guys are bossed out. Like, Flesh Eaters, Horned Helmets, Chainmail of Displacement, and Boots of the Messenger, I think on... Nope, not on all of them. We got an Picus's Axe of Rulership. Interesting. Arm loss. Oh, that's why he's chopping arms off. Okay. And then the other one was Holy Scourge. Nice. Holy Scourge is a great weapon to use against Tartarians. So yeah, these guys are kitted out to absolutely destroy, and this is kind of like the scenario that I was like, I'm just waiting for, right? As soon as I knew as soon as I flipped the switch against Lanka, it was gonna be, well, be prepared to get Daikinis and Raksharajas everywhere. So they have Cloud Trapezed in on to these two Tartarians. Who honestly don't have a lot of gear, so it's we already know it goes poorly for them, but let's watch what they do. So they're going to do Mist Forms, they're going to do some Summon Imps, interesting. Basically like doing chaff, I suppose. Trying to make sure that they don't get run up on. So Mist Form. Damage Reversal, okay, yeah. Powerful. Damage reversal just barely gets that damage reversal off before they run out of blood sacrifices. And mirror image up on everyone. Cool. Holy Avengers, blessings. Okay, who just popped the mirror image on someone. Nice. Oof, and just ugh. The thing about Raksharajas, they're very scary in the amount of damage that they can deal. So the unfortunate thing here is that it's just really kind of crappy PD. I don't think it would matter though if we had like Enkidu PD or anything like that. The big issue is just how much damage that these guys can do. They close with this Tartarian, and it's immediately just like he's gonna get destroyed, just absolutely destroyed. Without gear and without a whole lot of prep, like, cause even think about it, like even if he has great gear, and he hits the plus 30 protection kind of phase, right? These Raksharajas are still gonna chop into him. They do absurd damage. So he's gonna have to have a Tart to take on something like this would have to have very high protection, 30 plus protection, but also a shield, like a solid 15 plus shield to help absorb some of those blows. And then they just need a shit ton of regeneration, really. Absolutely kind of like the thing. As soon as we close... Oh, we actually do route one of them. That's interesting. So, good news on the Raksharajas, and this is why he tends to put Flesh Eaters on all of them, right? They don't have great morale, right? Even with experience bonuses... and divine spells, blessed, right? They still don't have great morale. They also don't have great magic resistance either. So they're pretty prime mind hunt targets. But he takes out both of my arms, and it's a pretty simple situation. All right, very nice, easy peasy. Cool, so we lose a Tart Cyclops. I don't think he loses anything. We do retreat. All good. All right, we have a battle in Ghent where we send a Tartarian Cyclops, and you can see it looks like we did really, really good. And we did, kinda, but not good enough, because we still lost that. And I'm honestly not sure why. So we'll watch this up to a particular point, and then we'll talk about it. But this is basically kind of a little bit of the build that I was talking about. Having high protection, right? 30 plus protection. Having a good shield, protection 21 on the Scutata Volturnus means that if you're blocking stuff, you can get upwards of 50 protection, right? The problem with the Tartarian, this build is there's no regeneration, right? But against what we're up against, it's really not necessary. So I went into this with pretty high confidence that we were going to be just fine. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but this guy takes pretty much no damage. Once these meteorite guard get in here, they start to occasionally chip him down. You can see the mist form just got popped. He took 4 damage, etc., etc. Like every once in a while, when one took 7 damage, right? This guy he came in here with nearly not nearly, like 375 health, right? So he is nowhere near dying. But he routs. He basically, like, 30 morale individual, he just ends up routing. And it's well before the turn timer. So I don't think it was that, right? I don't really know why it happened, but he routes and then he just gets stuck in here with a crap ton of enemies. And eventually, as he's fighting his way out, right? He kills people, people replace, kills people, people replace. Eventually, the rest, yeah, here they go. They just start to route themselves. Oh, no, they're not doing it yet. There they go. So they start to route now. No, what is it? Oh, they're doing, oh, I forget. They're doing the stay behind. That's what they're on right now. They're on stay behind command. And this takes for fucking ever. I need like a 5 times speed. Alright, so now I have routed. Don't know why I've routed. I had 343 health, right? There's not like fear or anything here that's like causing morale checks or anything. Like I don't know why I routed, but I routed. It is what it is. And eventually he routes and all of these people run off the battlefield before I do. But there are these individuals like light infantry and things like that, and there are undead units that they don't decay, right, like this. So these meteorite guard, they're still on the battlefield, and these other undead units, they don't decay before I make it off. And this is all that's on the field. No commanders, nothing like that. Just this. So that's unfortunate, right? I feel like that Tart had no real reason to route. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's like different turn timers, like a turn timer for the attacker and a turn timer for the defender, and maybe I hit my turn timer as an attacker or something like that. I don't know. I'm honestly, like, I'm not well versed in how the turn timer route stuff works. I just know that it never feels good. It never feels great when a clearly superior creature, like a creature that absolutely could, given enough time, kill everything on the battlefield, just runs. That never feels good. But it is a part of the game. It is, there are strategies based around it, so it is what it is. Sad to see it happen. Oh well. We are attacked in Droigar by Hinnom, and if I'm thinking of the right thing, yep. So this is a group of Amis, and this is something that I've feared. I've been thinking about, but I keep forgetting to, like, there's only so much that I can do about it. But I can do some things about it, and I need to keep it in mind. But, I mean, Hinam is... There's a reason why I've said this going into the late game, that I think Hinam or Lanka are going to beat me. That's because I think they're better late game nations. They have access to better base mages that they can utilize in late game scenarios for specific things. You take something like Ami, for example, right? Now, this is not exactly a cheap build because each of these skull caps cost 10, but he is able to afford something like this, able to teleport 3 Amis in, give them a couple of personal gems. This is on one of my tarts, and Magic Duel. Boop. Magic Duel 1. So it's a very simple and efficient option, and it's possible that we would have just killed them afterwards. Unlikely, but it is possible. But the problem is we just get horribly morale destroyed by losing the massive amount of HP from a tart. So because all that HP suddenly disappears, the morale breaks and we're done. Do we even get like nope. Nope. So we lose this tart. Unfortunate. And then we attack in Talito. I say we attack, but this is the Army of Darkness or whatever spell. So a bunch of Soulless come up, a bunch of Long Dead come up. We get a little Long Dead leader and a Soulless leader. Unfortunately, there's actually a whole shit ton of people here. I'm assuming blood hunting. so this isn't gonna amount to shit. But it's good to know. It's good to have that kind of like information. So we kill 2 guys from their actual blood hunting group. All right, now we do some blood hunting ourselves, and then we have a whole host of battles. Let's flick through some of them. We're attacked in Andoria. We are going to watch probably a couple of these on real quick, because we just want to see what they're doing. So these ones come in, and they're just routing, right? This one blesses, and then also runs. So these were in, let me double check. Go to province, Andoria. So, why did they attack just to, they probably, I get it. I don't really get it. I was gonna say, I guess they were attacking the army on its way, but they didn't hit the army. I guess maybe that was the intention, right? Hit the army and try to gem bait them. I don't think that this would have been enough to gem bait my big army, but it's possible that it was. Anyways, so we attack in Rafabolia, and it's just some chaff that he's patrolling with, so nothing really happens there. We can watch the lights go up. Foul Vapors, Natural Storm, Howl. Oh, this was enough. I didn't realize that this was enough. There's the Master and Slave that comes out. Unfortunately, Hinam's colors and mine are pretty close. And this is just going to be a whole shit ton of Thunder Strikes, honestly. I need to double check that. I didn't realize that Rafabolia had used their gems, truth be told. Okay, we've taken control of White Forest. No gem usage there. We're attacked in Tyrannia, another Rakshasa. Easy peasy. This is actually unfortunate because I was moving a group of Soulless over here to help siege down Shambolic in theory, right? And that whole group just gets obliterated by this Rakshasa. We attack in Coast Haven with an Ishib and some Urguards. We win. We are attacked in Wick by a Mound King and a bunch of Long Dead. Wick is up here. Okay, so these areas have been attacked by Lanka. So that's just PD. It gives a good account of itself. It kills more than it had, so that's cool. We're attacked in Gladewood, and we actually defeat a vampire. Go to province, yeah, Gladewood. Okay. Sure. Watch this real quick. See what's up with the defeating of a vampire. So it's, right, it's Wolf Tribe. Wolf Tribe does a lot of initial damage, so, with their multiple attacks. And he's also probably going to fatigue himself out, yeah. So, we've got a lot of bodies here, and Wolf Tribe can definitely outperform, Long Dead. So they're just gonna close and cut. It's especially helpful, right, that these Wolf Tribe obviously have double the health that they normally would, right? We're attacked in Raz by a Heliophagai. These guys are always so cool. I love them. You got a Bloodthorn, you got a Flesh Eater, Horned Helmet, Armor of Souls, Ring or Amulet of Anti-Magic, very high magic resistance. So what's this guy got? What's he doing? He's doing Soul Vortex, Invulnerability, probably not necessary. Anything else? I don't really know why this guy has 2 blood boosters, truth be told. Is he gonna win purely by, like, dropping on the back line? No, he's gonna fight it out. This guy is gonna go ham. So the big deal here is, I think, that he has... Does he not have? I thought he had damage reversal. But no, it doesn't look like it. He's just got a whole shit ton of attacks. And he basically swings once, kills a whole square, and instantly routs all of these barbarians. Like, if these barbarians didn't have crap morale, they might have actually been able to get him down, because all they needed was a couple of swings to start connecting through his invisibility, and then, you know, then he could actually go down pretty quick. But I don't know. Pretty easy peasy win for him. Heliophagai, very cool. What do we got? We attack in Lithia with a Tartarian Spirit, and we lose pretty badly. We run into... What do we got? We're doing Iron Skin, Temper Flesh, Soul Vortex, Summon Earth Power. Great. I think we probably just get swarmed down here. This I find somewhat interesting, right? This guy has regeneration. Like the Tartarian Spirit has built in... Oh, that's why. He has built-in regeneration, but he's over his max, so he's not going to regenerate at that point right now. I feel you. Curious as to how this guy actually loses. Okay, so he's... No. Still not there. Okay. Is it just... Does he just get, like, turn-timered by skeletons? Because he doesn't have any equipment, you know? Like, if he had like, an AoE sword, he'd probably be just fine. I bet he just gets turn-timered by no, he probably gets final rested eventually. Can you get insta-killed by final rest as a Tartarian? No idea. I assume you can. Oh, disintegrate! Oh! The clutch disintegrate is what got us! Holy shit! I got just in range. Just in range. Well, probably a little closer than just in range. I love watching that, though, because I've seen that, you know, so many times in the past, where I should just be disintegrating something, and it takes them such a long time to actually decide to do it. Good on that Vampire Lord to pull out the clutch disintegrate, because it was coming down to the end that I was about to get close to that Raktapada and kill him, and then it would have been on to the Vampire Lord. So interesting. All right, we are attacked in Murias by a Vampire Lord. Simple, easy peasy. We attack in Sciatica with an Ishib and die. We attack with Ishibs in Old Man Mountains and win. We are attacked by a Raksharaja and win. And this is just, this is funny, because he comes into Sinkhole Swamp after, the intention being after we move, right? And this is just, you know, like, he can kill a whole crap ton of things, sure, absolutely. But, unlike a lot of other shit, right, that he goes up against, with my PD, right, for example, like Wolf Tribe or random other tribes, or even just my Enkidu, right? Lizard Warriors hit really fucking hard, and they have 2 attacks. So they come in here and they pop his mist form, and then pretty quickly they pop him, because it's just, they just hit so fucking hard. Lizard Warriors are no fucking joke. So that was pretty fun. Then we are attacked in Feral Woods. We lose. We're gonna come back to Sleepy Wolds, because that's probably the biggest fight of the turn. We're attacked by a Vampire Lord, lose. We're attacked by another Vampire Lord, lose. We attack in Caves of Madness with an Ishib and win. We attack with 2 Ishibs in Dragon Scale Mountains and we lose. These are water elemental summoners. So we do the liquid body, water elemental, and it's at that point where they're basically, you know, they're fatigued out for the rest of the fight. The hope was to not run into a whole hell of a lot, but we do. And that means that we're dead before anything else, you know, can happen. But, you know, our water elementals do a decent job of killing stuff. Not a fair trade, by any stretch of the imagination, but, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you make those bad calls. We attack in Jaboro and win. We attack in Trackless Woods and win. We are attacked in Turtle Glades, and win. I think this was just a bounce. I don't know what's going on here. Again, maybe he was trying to, like, gem bait, but it just didn't work. And then there is a battle in High Woods, over near Mictlan, where he has attacked and beat me. Special battle in White Forest, where we have a Brigand Leader kill an Enkidu Scout, annoying. And then in Simmery, where some Barbarians attack us. And then in Scraw Point, where some Barbarians attack us. So let's watch the battle in Sleepy Wolds. This is, and you can see, like, we've been bouncing back and forth through the map. You can see that we did not win here, so let's watch what happens in Sleepy Wolds. His plan was to try to cut off our retreat and have the entire army destroyed, by the way, which is a very good plan, but it did not work. So we have our forces arrayed. We have a very large force. He has a large force as well. It's not as large as ours. There's a bunch of Storm Demons here, though, which is pretty cool. Storm Demons are pretty fucking rad. Very, very strong in a storm. And he's got a lot of other cool shit here. He's got Belphegor, the Lord of Hell. He's got a Mandeha. These things are super tough, very super combatant-y. He's got an Archdevil, Burial, right? Very cool. He's got Bune, one of the Ice Devils. I love the Ice Devils. He's got another Archdevil, Magoth, right? Another Archdevil, Igarak. I didn't realize he had 3 here. He's got a lot of strong shit, including Thula, the Queen of Thunder. Very, very fucking nice. And didn't realize that, Nefeli. Another queen. Bunch of stuff here. There's a bunch of other stuff mixed in. Flame spirits, a bunch of lizard shamans for communions, a couple of vampires, a lich or 2, I believe. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So let's watch. It's hard to like zoom out and watch, so we'll do like a little 50-50 because of the darkness. So we have darkness up, and immediately these storm demons are going to start tossing their lightning, which is very dangerous. It is honestly, legitimately a dangerous fucking thing. We got Natural Storm comes out from our Ugalu, and Natural Storm comes out from Thula. Demon Cleansing comes up, and immediately Wailing Winds comes up from one of his Raksharazas. Okay, cool. Gotcha. We get a Rigor Mortis out from his Lich. That's somewhat dangerous. And we can see immediately already, we can see a bunch of routing from some of our Urguard. And I say some of our Urguard. You can see all these fuckers here that are turned to the left. They just instant route. Some of them are starving. And it occurs to me, I don't fucking understand the starving mechanic, apparently. So, we moved into when we moved into Sinkhole Swamp last turn, I thought I had calculated it to where we wouldn't be starving. And honestly, we weren't starving by much. We were only starving by 20 or 30 points, something like that, right? But I was like, okay, simple enough fix. We're gonna put some bags of wine on that. Easy peasy, done, right? Apparently not. Apparently having, I don't know when the checks are, which is fucking annoying, right? But apparently you gain starving in a single turn, and you will continue to have it into the next turn, even if you have enough supplies. Which is just kind of bonkers to me. I don't know. And I wanna reiterate this. Not all of these guys are starving. Not even half of them are starving. Right? We got one there. I'm not gonna do a count of every single one. Not starving, not starving, not starving, starving, not starving, 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 right? Starving, starving, not starving, not starving, not starving, etc. Right? So, like, I think I looked through a lot. I think maybe like 25% are starving. I don't know why they're starving. They have enough supplies now, but they are starving, which means, of course, Wailing Winds is going to fuck them up. Relief comes out, and then pretty shortly afterwards, this is our Master and Slave. We can see it doesn't do a whole lot. We get a couple of thralls back here. We actually get a lizard shaman in here, a Raktapada back here. We get a Tavi back here. We get a couple of things over there. We get another Raktapada. We don't get a whole lot. We get another shaman, and that's not unexpected. Like, I don't anticipate getting half their fucking army or anything like that, but I did anticipate getting more of these like middle ones, right? Like, he has, I guess that's fair. He has fucking anti-magic up. So, okay, fine, fair enough. And we can see the route, basically, Blood Rain comes out, and boom, the entire army routes. Even, like, these guys are still at 13 morale. It's just enough breaks. And that I think is the thing that kind of, like, annoys me. I keep on clicking on ones that have, like... A lot of these guys still have good or medium morale, right? And they all just break. And I feel like... I hesitate in saying something like this, because at the end of the day, it's never... You're never cheated in a game like this. Well, okay, I take that back. That's a fucking lie. Sometimes you are cheated. I recall back to fucking my Ares game where 50,000 fucking panics get casted instead of anything useful. So sometimes you do get cheated. I don't think this was a moment where I got cheated. I think I got very unlucky, and I clearly I don't fucking understand how starving mechanics work, because I don't get why there's so many units on my fucking army that are starving. Although at the end of the day, right, like, this guy has 9 morale. Oy. As a base? No, that can't be right. That can't be right. I don't know. I got fear bombed. I say fear bombed. I say fear bombed because I use it that terminology as a mechanic from old Warhammer days. You know, I got morale attacked, right? I got layered morale effects, and it might not have worked. I think the thing that I'm frustrated by is I'm not frustrated by Wailing Winds. I'm not frustrated by Blood Rain. I do that type of stuff in my own games, right? I would expect someone who has access to do that to do that. What I find frustrating is I feel like it wouldn't have happened as bad if it weren't for the starving units, and I don't know why those starving units are starving. I just don't get it. So, our Fog Warriors comes out. What could have been a huge battle that I'm pretty sure, I'm going to say this, I think we probably would have won. We probably would have had plenty of losses because he's got a lot of stuff here. Heat from Hell comes out from Belphegor. But I think we would have won. Is pretty... It's not a... Here's the fortunate thing. It's not a huge stomp, right? Like, he doesn't just slaughter the ever-loving crap out of me, fortunately. And the reason why he doesn't is because most of the army just runs. We do lose a lot, though. So let's take a look at the Sleepy Wolves. We lose 70. That doesn't sound like much, but a lot of what it is powerful units. We lose 32 Kusarikus, which are powerful units, and we don't want to lose those. That's a lot of gems to use or lose. That's 6 gems for every 2, right? And then what we lose is a lot of fucking mages. We lose 5 Lizard Shamans, a Lich, 3 Ishibs, a Gudu. We lose an Inci, we lose 3 Enkidu Shamans, and we lose 8 Crystal Sorceresses. And that really fucking sucks. We lost all of those because of a combination of them being Communion Slaves and getting Heat from Held, right? So basically we cycled through all of our spells, and then they had, you know, high fatigue, and then the Heat from Hell prevented them from, you know, reducing that fatigue through reinvigoration or relief. So that's kind of frustrating. Now, we did kill a fair number of his units. We killed more than we lost, but what we lost were less easily replaceable, I think, compared to what he lost. He lost a bunch of Storm Demons, which is tough, right? But then he lost a bunch of Thralls and a bunch of Soulless. Who gives a shit about those? He did lose some Yoginis. He lost 2 Vampire Lords. He lost some Shamans and Raktapadas. Not a really big deal. Oh, no. In a momento. Didn't realize I had my phone over there. So, that's not a crushing defeat from us. Like, that's not a, oh, we cannot recover from this defeat. But that's a pretty bad loss. That hurts. That hurts a lot. And it hurts. It stings. It stings because it feels like it's a loss that didn't have to happen. I just need to be in the habit, right? If I'm not at 0 supply, I don't march an army. I feel like that's just the lesson that I keep learning in like late game type of shit, or just in general, right? Like if there's even a question about the supply, and I will state this again, originally, I thought I did the math and I thought it was just fine, and I found out last turn that it wasn't. And I was like, okay, let's fix this immediately. I immediately put bags of wine on more people, and it didn't matter. I don't know why it didn't matter. I don't know when the starving calculation hits. I don't know if starving sticks around for multiple turns. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, considering like a turn in Dominions is supposed to be like a month, right? So like, if my people were starving in one turn and then I give them supplies so that they're not starving the next turn, then why is the starving debuff still on them the next turn? If they were still starving, they'd probably be dead at that point. All right, rant over. We lost. That's unfortunate. What are we going to do in response? Let's check the rest of the turn real quick. We've still got diseases. We've got a bunch of scouts that get discovered. And most importantly, I want to notate on this. In White Forest and in Raphabolia, right? In White Forest, the walls are undamaged and more time and men will be required to break them down. In Raphabolia, the walls are undamaged and more time and men will be required to break them down. Oof. And we'll take a look at this, specifically why. So, what has happened? What is going on? In Raphabolia, 1,750 wall integrity. In White Forest, 1,750 wall integrity. Okay. All right. I get it. I get it. So he has used iron walls on both of these locations in order to prevent me from breaking in, which is a great move. Absolutely. There are some options, right? I could try to have high earth mages start casting crumble, but I find that crumble compared to iron walls is just not worthwhile. I had considered, after this turn, I had considered moving. I had considered just marching this army towards Hinnom. I had considered marching this army to Villia, right? Just not, basically choosing, all right, fine, fuck it. I won't siege these thrones. I'll just try to kill you, right? As the kind of the alternative. And that might honestly be the better plan in the long run. But for now, I'm gonna try to siege them down. I think, and I could be wrong, but my experience in the late game is not strong. I do not think this means that we did no damage to the fortification. When you do no damage to the fortification, you get a cannot harm the walls scenario, right? Or this is what it is. You need more men to breach it, right? That's not what this is. This is just saying that there's so much siege defense, or there's so much wall integrity that you're doing damage to it, but you haven't gotten close to breaking through yet. So we're gonna try to see how that goes. We do have over 1,000 siege strength, so if we even survive through the next turn, both of these armies might just be obliterated in the next turn, which is entirely possible. They're sitting ducks, basically. So we'll see how that goes. But If we can, then we will just sit here and try to siege them down. All the other movement that we've got going on is basically just random unimportant movement. We're either raiding or returning from raids, and that's stuff that we're not gonna cover every single piece of that happens. We are dragging in a bunch of different units to try to reinforce into of course, right? We need to bring these units, forgot about them. And ultimately, we are trying to bring the tattered remnants of this army back to I'm expecting that he's gonna try to magic phase this army, and I don't know that there's a whole lot that I can do about it. I am going to hope that we are able to what's the word that I'm looking for here? Survive should he decide to do something like that. We're making a couple of attacks or movements around. We're attacking with our Lich into Glistening Dew Forest. We're moving Tart to the Javal Kish in order to try to, like, sustain/survive. And that's pretty much it for the turn, as far as, like, movement goes. Unfortunately, our income is still pretty much abysmal. The concept that I had in the previous turn that one of these armies is probably going to get obliterated didn't quite happen in the way that I had anticipated. This army is pretty much neutered, but it kept the majority of its actual forces. Like, most of the body of the army is still here. Which means most of the upkeep of the army is still here. We just lost the core components that make the army work, unfortunately. So, we are going to try to limp back to and see what we can do there. In the meantime, we've got a couple of things going on. We're doing a lot more forging, right? We are cloud trapezing another Tart out. This Tart is going to be a little bit more kitted out with a Ring of Regeneration. We're trying to make sure that we keep Rings of Regeneration coming. We're also turning on our death usage. So we're casting Leprosy on Femoria, right? To make sure that if this army is going to be joining the fray, they're going to have some diseases to deal with. Right, continuing to cast Tartarian Gate. We're also casting Leprosy at Sleepy Wolds, trying to hit them with a number of diseases. And we're also going to cast Black Death at Lanka, because that's another thing that I basically just skipped in the... I forgot about it. Where's it at? Oh, is it down here in the events? Probably down in the events. Yeah, unexpected event occurred in A plague has struck the land. Empty cabins and rotting corpses litter the landscape. Minus 26,000 population. That hurts. That hurts my soul. That hurts my soul because that's one of those, like, it's turn 110. had over 50,000 population. That is probably the highest, one of the highest I've ever gotten a capital to. Like, Agartha, they're massive. Pan, massive. They're huge. And that's really cool. To have a spell... Where's that? To have a spell... even being level 5 death, to have a spell for 15 gems to minus 50 population of fucking place... That hurts me from a fundamental level. This is the type of spell that you guys know, like, I hate things that ruin land I hate things that I hate pillaging. I hate destroying fortifications. Right? I hate things that fuck over a province, even if it's not my province. But fuck it, I'm gonna do it because in for a penny, in for a pound. I feel like it's that scenario where I'm basically like, okay, well, I guess we've got to do this because if I'm wrong and the game's not decided by turn 115, one way or the other, right? Then I need to prevent my enemies. If they're gonna do that to me, I've got to do it to them because I can't have them having things like income that I don't have. So we're probably gonna Black Death Lunka. We're probably gonna Black Death Fomoria. We're probably gonna Black Death Yomi. I don't know that Yomi matters because Yomi is probably significantly smaller. Anyways, I'm not happy about it, but we're doing it. We're also mind hunting. This is a potential option that we have against Raksharajas. They do not have very good magic resistance, so we mind hunt with them and see, or mind hunt them and see how it goes. Should be pretty good. We're also forging a couple of different pieces. I actually think... can I forge? I'll do that for now. Mostly what we're forging is we're trying to forge complementary gear like this for more Tartarian Titans, or for Ishibs, or for vampires, or things like that. We need to be able to kit our thugs out. We don't have a lot of kit right now. We're still not up to the point to where I would say, you know, we're back into the game of forging things necessarily. So still got to get to that point, and fingers crossed that it will go well for us. Bunch of rings of regeneration, frost brands, and I think that's pretty much it. This is, I don't want to say it's kind of a half-ass turn, but it's kind of a half-ass turn because I've had a lot of stuff going on at work. And I've been in the habit here lately. Either I have been doing it in the games that I'm in, or other people have been doing it in the games that I'm in. It's not always me. I want to point that out. It's not always me. But I am a part of the problem in that there's been a lot of like extensions, right? Either there's been a lot of extensions in this game from me or from Lanka and Hinam, or even Relay, actually, on occasion. I'm still waiting for Relay to just rise out of the oceans and try to defeat us all. It might happen. But then there's also other game that I'm in that there's pretty consistent extensions happening. So I'm trying to not be a part of... I'm trying to do better and not be a part of the problem and have everything drag all the time. But this one basically was like, look, you're either going to need extensions or you're going to have to be very basic on this turn. So I took the more basic route. I'm going to try to lick my wounds. I'm going to try to see how things go against Hinam, and we're going to see how it goes from there. I am going to have to resupply gems over here, but I'll do that here in just a second after I'm done with this video. That's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.